Yes, of course I know that one. I'm not going to watch the replay.
It's instinctive not to be there.
Yeah, genuinely, I don't know. Can't remember.
First round.
All right, I think I know. Come roll with me, I'll do it to you. Hello everyone. Today's video is what happens next with me, Marc Goddard. Okay, let's see what I remember.
But as he does so, Benson takes the mount. Got some posture as well.
Yeah, very nice top control from Benson in this first round.
I think I know. I think it's a mother's milk submission. Am I right?
Taking his time here in the mount now.
Talking of time, he's still got over 2 minutes to work.
See how as he leans and tries to put a lot of weight forward. Oh!
Yes, I was right. Feeding. He submits mother's milk. But obviously, I think what he did there, you see when he actually like physically, yeah, but he physically had his left and right hand holding he was holding his head in place as he was suckling, I think. 1 for 1, let's go.
Elbows from there, it's right in his corner. Yeah.
Yes, of course I know that one. I'm not going to watch the replay. Yeah, Will Curry in Cage Warriors, I was the ref. He was throwing a series of elbows. When I interjected, he thought I was calling him on the direction, as in 12 to 6, and it wasn't that. The elbow's clearly in the back of his head. That's what I'm telling him.
What are you doing? What are you doing?
It's on the back of his head. It's funny because ESPN picked this up and it went like millions of views. It went kind of viral. You can't do that, buddy. I'm not going to watch the replay.
What are you doing? It's on the back of his head.
Pretty self-explanatory. He genuinely thought it was the angle, and then I was saying to him it was the back of the head. Well, you can't do that, and he kept saying to me, "What?" And I'm like, "I've just watched it 6 foot in front of me."
It's instinctive not to be there.
Yeah, genuinely, I don't know. Can't remember.
Good movement. He jumped across to get more freedom of movement. Kovic readjusts, he's tapping out.
That's it. Now we've got a champion in Marc Goddard.
Was it? I didn't even see that. Can I see that again? Oh, Mark. Oh, Mark, you little fucker. It is illegal because obviously it means people think it's just fingers, but it's directly targeting. Like I can strike to the eye, but like forcing a chin into there is illegal. I can elbow you to the face and eyes, but if I directly was grinding my elbow into the eyeball itself, that's constituted as a foul. It's classed as gouging. So yeah, good one. You got me there.
Now in between exchanges. Oh! Beautiful wheel kick followed by a body.
What happened next in that fight? Can't remember. Toe stuck in the cage. Look, if you are injured in fair open play as a direct result of against your opponent, or you got hurt by the cage, etc., I think it was just an unfortunate. Was it his toe or just wedged in between? Yeah, it's an unfortunate circumstance. But yeah, I mean, if they ruled it a TKO, that's legit and genuine.
Whoa.
3 seconds of a fucking video. And what does he do? Take his gi jacket off? Swings it round his head? Does he get stuck with it?
You talk about. Oh, hey! All right. Oh.
Oh, so he took it. I was right then. Yeah, took his gi jacket off. Stripped, basically. At KSW, close on their 20th. There's like an anniversary show for them. There's a match there that I'm really intrigued by. And it's 2 Polish guys, 2 OGs if you like. One's a judoka and one's a jiu-jitsu guy. So they're going to fight MMA in gis. The concept has fascinated me a bit. Judo versus jiu-jitsu, it's kind of harking us back a bit. And we'll see how well they use it under MMA. I want to see how it plays out. Obviously, Pride had a unique set of rules. You know, some certain grappling comps, like it's if you start with the rush guard, you finish with it. You know, you can't change your mind halfway through. But listen, man, Pride was amazing, wasn't it? You can do what you want. Yes, I know what happened. I was there, sat cage side. Jaquinho, you see what Herb does. He gets dropped. Herb runs in. Doesn't stop the fight. Jaquinho, he thinks the fight's over. Runs and jumps on the cage. And Herb's like, what are you doing? Dan jumps. He's ready to attack him. I was sat cage side. I was working that event with Herb. I'm like, what the fuck is he doing? He was unique. He thought Herb stopped the fight, which he didn't. And then the fight continued. That's great, isn't it? He genuinely does not speak a word of English, by the way. One of the times I refed him, it was Hector Lombard, and I'm like, fucking hell. And Hector was pretty well known for being, you know, explosive, shall we say, temperamental. But I'm thinking, fuck it, there's no way is this fight going to pass without incident. So I spent a little bit longer talking to them with the help of a translator. Murillo Bustamante, legend. Palhara's had a penchant for holding on to submissions. And I'm like, if you do that to Hector, fucking all hell's going to break loose. I said, but if you feel me saying to you, stop, you know, para, please let go. And it was weird because the fight finished really, it was a TKO. Hector just steamrolled him. And I was kind of like, whew, I was relieved afterwards. I can genuinely tell you, I am stood there before that fight and I'm thinking to myself, fucking hell, so something wild's going to happen here. Oh my God.
Leo has left at this point.
He fucking knees him illegally. Clearly. Oh man, yeah.
That's what he needs to do. See, whoa, come on!
This round, I think it still holds the record as the longest round in UFC history. And funny enough, because all the guys, because they know if anyone's going to get this kind of match, it's me. And they're all fucking laughing in the back. Goddard's going to lose it. This was on Fight Island, so obviously it was a big hiatus. This was my first fight back after the pandemic, and he'd fouled him I'd give him a stern warning for and then with the knee, it was a pretty impactful knee, but because he wanted to continue, I deducted 2 points for the intention with the injury. A 2-point deduction, I could take what I like, but in unified rules, if I see a foul deemed as intentional that resulted in damage or injury, something that diminished his opponent, taking one's not significant enough. I can hold on to the fence intentionally, but I'm not going to take 2 points. I'm looking for two things, intent and injury, and we'll take 2 points. Obviously, the points will only come into play if the fight continues. Sometimes there's a fast change of position where fighters can't, you got to be fair to the fighter. Look, it was inherent. He didn't really see if the guy was down. There's no argument there. He was there for about 20 minutes. He's on one knee, frames off him and then throws a knee. He's not going to get away with 1 point. Yeah, Roman Bogatov with his name. And funnily enough, I'll tell you another story. So after that fight, I go back to the hotel. Okay, he's out the UFC now. And then I get called to a meeting by the UFC, the execs. So they call me over and I walk in and the security are there. And unbeknownst to me, this guy's coach had been putting out things on Instagram like, Goddard, I'm looking for you, da-da-da. I'm in the hotel. I'm not fucking hard to find. And fair play, Dana. And they were saying like, they're going to put security on you. And this guy's coming, he's like, yeah, sorry. He's a good guy actually, Slav. He did work for the UFC for a number of years in security. And he was like trudging around, like almost apologetic, going, look, I've just got to follow you for the next 24. They wanted to do the right thing, but it was a cool story. But yeah, I'll never forget that. What are you doing? Frustrating.
Rodriguez has gone to the body with regularity. Thought he was going to work more of the leg kicks after the early part of the first round. Now they're swinging big from close.
Can't remember what happens. Does he throw a kick? Did the ref deem it as low and interject?
Stop. Time. Over here. Time. Let's take a look. Nuts.
Rodriguez didn't think so.
Right here.
Or as the referee calls it.
Oh, okay, yeah. Yeah, it's unfortunate, sometimes this happens, but now This is in the Apex, by the way, but now in Nevada we have anytime replay to help us with these kind of situations. Well, it has the effect because the fight was still paused, so the potential for the fight ending sequence was removed. There's no feigning. There's no feigning there from Ed Herman's point of view. You know, he'd gone down from a legal blow. It just goes down as one of those unfortunate things. It happened to me with Daniel Cormier with an eye poke. I missed some. You know, how dare I? You know, and I came out afterwards and said it's something that I actually missed. Fortunately, it was at the end of the round, so the fight didn't get finished there. But we're human beings.
Job of controlling the posture. Can he get down the arm lock? Now he can actually flare his knees. Take that arm. You should take the arm and stick it behind his arm, Josh. Wow, Gonzalez is tough.
Well, you're telling me it's the end of the round, so are you telling me there's a tap after the bell?
It's bad.
That's dislocated.
It is dislocated. That arm popped. Yep, we saw it. Nasty.
Ladies and gentlemen, inside the Bellator cage, the blue corner retires after the completion of round number 2. Therefore, the official time, 5 minutes, round number 2. The winner by TKO, Albert Big Al Gonzalez.
Wow, that's a fortunate set of circumstances. He pulled the trigger too soon. That's very unfortunate. Because, yeah, if the doctor said it was broke, or, I mean, it looked like, you can tell because his arm looked like he was bending back the other way, but I don't know if he turned his fist. But yeah, it certainly looked at one point that it had come out and dislocated. Yeah, that's unfortunate for the other guy.
Just trying to break down Smith and set up a throwdown.
All right, now he's got a good gable grip, a hold of Scott.
Well, he's obviously he's in the sequence of suplexing him. Yeah, look, it's just unfortunate timing. I'm not going to say it hasn't happened to me before. I'm more on a takedown, stuff like it gets a bit scrappy. It's on the ref to obviously make sure that when you are stepping in, there is a genuine stalemate, there is a genuine lull in the action. You know, if they do that, then you've got to put your hands on them firmly and say stop.
Waist. He's going to try to suplex, and he almost did. Drag him to the ground, over under, one hook.
Oh, he finishes him right.
Some controversy with the referee. Why don't you talk us through it? Tell us what happened.
Man, first thing I was told was obey the ref's rules. He said fighters work, and he said fighters break. I broke. When we were standing up, he said break. I stopped fighting for a hand. Dave grabbed a little high, took me down.
Unfortunate, you know, it's just one of those, it's another mechanic, you know, that we have to face, that if we are going to break the action, make sure there is a definite lull. Timing's everything. You could have stopped and said, look, I told you to break, and returned it to a neutral position standing, especially if you think that the fighter got an advantageous position, which he did, as a result of your potential intervention. To be fair to all concerned, stop it, and, you know, before it got to the finishing sequence.